His clients have included Diana, Princess of Wales, Queen Rania of Jordan, J.K. Rowling and pop star Rihanna. From his studio above the showroom in West London, a photograph, a gift from Princess Diana and signed, "Your #1 fan," looks down on Oldfield as he sketches a dress. Despite the financial downturn, he says 2011 has been his best year yet, with business up around 30% year on year. But even though post-recession business is good, many of his clients are opting for simpler designs that can be worn again, as austere becomes fashionable. Of course, high-end bespoke wedding dresses aren't cheap. An Oldfield custom-made dress starts from £3,500 with an almost limitless ceiling. And although they can afford the prices, the brides are choosing to appear less opulent. All of Oldfield's dresses are made in this workshop beneath his showroom. Pattern cutters measure and trim the fabric, ready for the seamstresses to begin the delicate operation of stitching the complex dresses together. Oldfield's top tip for any future bride is to choose a cut that flatters her physique and start from there. Oldfield gives a personal tour around some of his favourite pieces in the collection. First up is a panel dress, accessorised with a pearl and diamante belt that Oldfield says can be worn again with a pair of skinny jeans and a smart jacket.
Those dresses where we have all the panels, you know, all these vertical seams, which allow us to get in there and do any kind of alteration, and it just gives a very nice contour of the dress. And then, of course, you've got a little bit of, you know, naughtiness going on down here. Down here is sort of quite see-through, you know, well, which just gives a little bit of fun. So it's not just an ordinary wedding dress. Because I mean, yes, this wouldn't be worn in an English cathedral, but it would certainly be worn in, I don't know, in the south of France, you know, in a garden wedding.
Next up is another simple bias-cut dress with a lizard skin corset belt. However, the silk tulle train, hand-stitched with organza tiny flowers, adds the bridal touch. To prove the dress can be worn in a non-bridal setting, Oldfield says a friend premiered it at this week's Valentino autumn-winter launch in Paris, where it received praise from designer Valentino Garavani himself.
This is just a belt which is added in organza to make it more important.
The final dress he chose is another example of his classic and simple cut, finished with an organza rose belt. It's yet to be seen if this new recession chic will be a theme at the next royal wedding, when the Queen's oldest grandchild, Princess Anne's daughter Zara Phillips, marries rugby player Mike Tyndall in Edinburgh on 30th July.
Religious wedding.
A luxury hotel just for dogs is offering pets the chance to play in its custom-built water park. The Rex Dog Hotel and Spa in Vancouver, Canada, says it offers pets the ultimate pooch experience.
When summer rolls around in Vancouver on Canada's west coast, dogs with sophisticated tastes know where to go. These pooches' owners have left them in good hands at the Rex Dog Hotel and Spa, complete with its own water park and water balls designed just for animals. The Rex is an enormous 10,000 square foot facility for dogs who've come to expect only the best in service, comfort and style.
We haven't had one of those.
When Barry Balshaw and his wife Karen opened the Pooch Hotel in 2006, they had big dreams. They wanted to create a vibrant, relaxing, fully modern place where pet owners could leave their animals and feel good about it. The doggy minibar menu speaks volumes about the establishment's ethos. Elk marrow, bison knucklebones, and gourmet turkey liver. The building was a former slaughterhouse and then home to a chocolate factory. The Balshaws invested more than $1 million in redesigning it to create a paradise for dogs when they're away from their own homes. The elegant building gives guests the impression they're about to check in at an exclusive resort or indulge in a lavish spa treatment. But make no mistake, this place is for hounds only. The Rex hosts as many as 300 dogs a week, and it can lodge 60 pooches a night. All the dogs are supervised 24 hours a day. Small dogs have their own separate play area, so they're not bullied by the big guys. At night, the dogs sleep on futuristic, comfy space beds or platform beds. Owners can keep an eye on their pets by checking out videos of them that the hotel posts online. A full day at the hotel's doggy daycare is $25, or $17 for part of a day. An overnight costs $58, and there are discounts for longer stays and for families that bring more than one pet at a time. Check-in times are 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and check-outs are any time during reception hours 7 days a week. The only requirement is that dogs must have had their vaccination shots, and aggressive dogs or male dogs that aren't neutered aren't welcome. After a lot of playtime, many of the dogs get a bath and a scrub with a natural shampoo and conditioner. Baths, brush-outs and blow-dries cost $20 for small dogs and up to $39 for large animals. With dozens of dogs at the Rex at any given time, staff are sure to feed each one its own special diet. Mealtime is always a big job that the dogs love. It's never easy for a dog lover to leave their pet for any length of time, but dog hotels like the Rex hope to provide an answer.
We're going to travel now to the city of dragons. That's the Chinese city of Zhujiang, which is home to the largest concentration of dinosaur fossils in the world. Over the past 50 years, 10 new species have been found, including a close relative to the American T-Rex.
A worker applies the finishing touches to a replica of the Zhujiang Tyrannus magnus dinosaur that once ruled this eastern corner of China, imposing its carnivorous law over the rest of its contemporaries. The local tyrant was 4 meters tall and 11 long, with an impressive weight of 6 tons. It was equipped with solid legs and short arms, ending in sharp claw-like fingers. But its most lethal weapon was its jaw, dotted by a row of teeth that few creatures were able to escape. Not even the hadrosaurs that measured 20 meters from head to tail were safe in the presence of the great tyrant. A close cousin to America's fearsome Tyrannosaurus rex, or T-Rex, the Zhujiang Tyrannus magnus is the latest to be resurrected at this dinosaur research center in China's Shandong province. This golden mile for paleontologists has led to many discoveries. More than 50 tons of fossils have been unearthed from a dozen quarries. Experts argue that the site must have been a cradle of life during the late Cretaceous, between 100 million and 70 million years ago. Discovered by chance in 2008, the dinosaur corridor has become a unique place to study, not just one individual, but also a whole species, since the features and distinctive marks of a whole herd have been preserved. The remains of turtles and crocodiles suggest the vicinity of a lake. The corridor measures 500 meters long and 30 meters high, and has a 45-degree slope. More than 10,000 fossils have been found. For years, locals believed the huge skeletons unearthed when working in their fields belonged to mythical creatures. In fact, dinosaurs are known in Mandarin as Konglong, or fearful dragons. Farmers used to grind the fossilized bones to make ointments to treat wounds. It wasn't until 1964 that excavations seriously started, leading to the discovery of the first hadrosaur, named Sanctangosaurus giganteus, after this province in eastern China. Proud of its prehistoric residents, Zhujiang has officially received the title of City of Dragons. According to officials, the times when many here cashed in on trading in the fossils, either for traditional Chinese medicine or for selling them to collections overseas, are long gone. Controls on smuggling and illegal trade of the bones have improved in line with the steady increase of China's funding for scientific research over the last decades. In Zhujiang, for example, the local government enacted a special regulation that punishes those caught red-handed with fossils. At the same time, the study of the bones has been now incorporated to the syllabus of local schools. Thousands of visitors learn about dinosaurs at the Municipal Museum, and many businesses in the city are proud to borrow some fame from them. But the city has even bigger plans for the future. Specifically, there are plans to develop 4 building complexes with museums, digging sites, restaurants and hotels around the most significant quarries. With a total investment of $232 million, The plan is to turn the fossil corridor Gakko into a 5 1/3 square kilometre Cretaceous geopark by 2015.
Summer is a very busy time for sand sculptors. Last week we showed you a sand festival here in Turkey, and now we're going to turn to Latvia for yet another. Artists from around the world gathered in Latvia to compete in making the best sand sculptures inspired by the circus.
The circus was the theme of the 5th International Sand Sculpture Festival, Summer Signs, in Jelgava, Latvia. 16 artists from Latvia, Russia, the Czech Republic, the Netherlands, Italy, Hungary, the U.S., and Great Britain worked for several days to transform sand into the scenes from the circus. Animals, artists, and a sense of magic. Jebek Zimchek, who won the second prize with the sculpture Saxo Clown, a clown with a saxophone marching to the sound, explains.
We can do whatever because so much things to do in circus. There's artists, animals, jugglers, there's anything. You can do, there's dancing, there is music, there's anything.
Despite sand being considered an unstable material, the artists are very proud of it, as sand reminds them of childhood play material. 500 tons of sand were specially brought to Jelgava from a nearby town for the festival. First prize was taken by an artist from Latvia.
The Eternal City of Rome plays host to a tour company that offers fit tourists the chance to take guided jogs past some of the city's greatest treasures. All you need is some stamina and a good pair of running shoes.
A group of jogging enthusiasts gather early in the morning to start the day with a sightseeing tour of Rome. This is no ordinary tour, however. Although the group will visit some of Rome's greatest monuments, the Colosseum, the Trevi Fountain and the ruins on Palatine Hill, they will do so at a jog. Sight Jogging is a tour company providing tours of Rome at a jog. They offer 5 languages, a variety of itineraries and a running pace to suit each tour. On this tour, 34-year-old Swiss athlete Nicole Stahl is running the group through the city on a 9-kilometre or 6-mile look at Rome. The tours are available at all times of the day, though the tours are best first thing in the morning before the Roman traffic builds up and the tourists hit the streets. The group jogs past famous sites such as the Roman Forum, the Colosseum, the Circus Maximus, as Stahl explains. Founder of the company, Carolina Gasparetto, says she started it as a different way to experience all Rome has to offer. Gasparetto says she founded the company in 2005 after she noticed how many tourists were left struggling with maps of Rome's intricate streets and with its often confusing transport system. The guides tailor each tour according to the runner's wishes and fitness level. If someone wishes to join a tour but doesn't feel like running, they could follow the group on a bicycle. A 1-hour jogging tour costs €70 per person, or €140 for groups of up to 4 people. Company founder Gasparetto is currently working on a new set of services for runners living in Rome.
That leads us to our sports section now. Here's a look at the top sports headlines starting in the world of soccer.
Gets rough.
The United States struck twice late in the second half to beat France 3-1 on Wednesday and book a spot in the Women's World Cup final against Japan.
We have a lot of friends and family back home that are watching.
The Americans, who won the title in 1991 and 1999 and have never finished below 3rd place in a Women's World Cup, took the early lead. France leveled after the break, but 2 goals in 3 minutes, one of them from Ambi Wambach, secured a 3rd World Cup final appearance for the Americans. Prince Fielder smacked a 3-run homer to lead the National League to a 5-1 win over the American League in Tuesday's All-Star game and clinch home field advantage in this year's World Series. Milwaukee Brewers slugger Fielder connected off Texas Rangers lefty C.J. Wilson in the bottom of the 4th, sending the ball off the top of the wall in left center to score Carlos Beltran of the Mets and Matt Kemp of the Dodgers. The victory gave the National League their first back-to-back All-Star game wins for 15 years. Fielder was named Most Valuable Player of the game. Manchester United